So welcome, hello everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Temple of Rose Gypsy and I am Shilly and I'm a dance teacher and dance performance artist living in Cornwall. I also make raw vegan cakes and I'm an author of an erotic vampire romance novel.
Yeah, which is epic.
And I'm here with my lovely friend today, so we've got something really special for you. I'm really looking forward to it.
So I'm Isla-Rose, and yeah, I live in Falmouth, in Cornwall, near Shilly. And I work very much with cacao, holding ceremonies for people, one-to-one work, and also a lot of kind of shamanic healing and really helping people to heal from trauma through using cacao and kind of deep energetic work. So
well, so we've created this channel together, the Temple of Rose Gypsy, because we started having these conversations about certain topics and it just got us really inspired to share some of that with you. And so we've been talking about things like cacao and sexual healing, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and things that maybe people don't normally talk about, that maybe might seem a bit taboo. So yeah, we really want to bring those things into the light and bring a bit of joy and laughter to them as well. So hopefully there'll be some big giggles tonight. Yeah, so, and we felt that there's a bit of a little gypsy connection going on between us, so
yeah.
Hence the name Temple of Rose Gypsy.
So yeah, that's kind of our channel. We're gonna probably have a different topic each time, sexual related. So tonight is kind of focused around self-pleasure and cacao, so how we kind of bring them both together, and we'll be talking into like our own experiences, and hopefully, yeah, bringing some kind of things to the surface for you guys to think about and to, like Shilly said, have some giggles and some laughter too. But we would like to start just by inviting you, if you haven't already, to create some cacao for yourself to drink, and then I will take everybody on a little guided visualization just to really like root into your body, to kind of feel the cacao medicine like moving through you before we begin. So yeah, if you haven't already made your cacao, I invite you just to pause the video and to go and make it, and then just come back and then we can begin.
Could you put a suggestion for a recipe of some sort in the comments?
Yeah.
Great.
I can. I might use your recipe.
Oh. Right.
Okay, so if you have your cacao ready, I invite you all just to close your eyes, get yourself into a nice comfortable seat, and just really feel the contact between your body and the chair or the floor or the sofa, wherever you're sitting. And just feel into maybe an intention for this evening or for today, for your journey with us. Whether it's to do with self-love or self-pleasure or your sexuality, or whether just whatever's moving for you, just tuning into your intention. When you feel ready, just taking a smell of your cacao, just really taking in the gorgeous sensual smell of the chocolate. And when you feel ready, I invite you just to take your first sip, And as you do, just really kind of setting your intention into the cacao as you drink her down. And as you drink her down, just feeling her medicine trickling down your throat, all the way down, down into your heart space. And when she gets there, just opening up your heart center, feeling this expansion. Feeling this divine chocolatey energy just expanding out across your chest and your shoulders, trickling down your arms, your elbows and into your forearms, your hands and your fingertips. Feeling this divine chocolatey energy expanding out over the back of your neck, all the way up into your head and your face. Just softening every part of your body. And as you take another sip, just feeling her medicine going down, down into your belly, running down your back, just feeling this medicine just winding its way all the way down. Bringing softness and connection. And as you take another sip, just becoming aware maybe of any tension or anything that you may be holding in your body. Just letting the cacao flow to those areas, just bringing softness and love. As she flows down further and further into your womb space or your pelvic bowl, into your hips. Maybe you feel like moving your hips a little bit. Moving that cacao around your pelvis or your womb space. And as you take another sip, just feeling that medicine flowing all the way down into your legs and your thighs, trickling down into your knees, all the way down into your calves and your ankles, and all the way to the bottoms of your feet. Just feeling that warm, chocolatey, tingly energy just rushing all over your body. When you feel ready, just bring your awareness back to the room, back to the contact between your body and the place that you're sat. And when you feel ready, I invite you just to gently flicker your eyes open and come to make eye contact with the screen again. Wow, I feel blissed out. So, welcome. I hope that that little guided meditation really helped you to tune into your body and to really feel into cacao as she kind of moves through your whole system. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just talk to you a little bit about Cacao, just introduce her, seeing as she's going to kind of be with us for this evening on our journey. So if you don't know anything about Cacao, she is chocolate in its rawest form, and she is considered a plant medicine, a divine plant medicine, heart medicine. And yeah, she embodies the divine feminine, and she helps to open the heart space, open the heart chakra, for kind of self-love, for connection to other human beings and the planet. Like a lot of other plant medicines, unlike a lot of other plant medicines, like cacao has kind of slipped through the net. There's no kind of rules or regulations around her, like obviously because she's chocolate. Unlike like the other plant medicines that kind of do have a lot of rules and regulations around them. So I really feel like in these times when as humans we really need to be able to access our heart centres and to find love for ourselves and love for the planet and love for the people and the kind of the plants and the animals and stuff, like she is one of the most powerful ones. And we can access her on a daily basis, which just feels super powerful. So yeah, I'm really excited to be able to share her with all of you. And Chili. Well, Chili knows cacao already.
Yummy.
So yeah, really heart opening. She really helps to kind of, she helps with emotional wounding, emotional blockages, with kind of trauma, anything that's kind of stuck in our system in regards to the emotions. She really helps to shift. I found her really, really powerful in my own kind of sexual healing journey, and just general healing journey. But yeah, she's packed full of vitamins and minerals, so actually really, really healthy, nutritious, medicinal kind of elixir to have daily, or whether you're having it at ceremony. And also boosts serotonin, so the happy hormones. So yeah, kind of really good for anxiety or depression, stress-related conditions, but also like she contains the bliss chemical, which kind of helps us to feel all euphoric and blissed out. So really perfect when working with kind of sexual healing or self-pleasure or anything like that, because it really helps to get you in that mind frame, but it really relaxes your nervous system and your body so you can actually go to those places. And yeah, the dopamine helps to really boost kind of mental focus and clarity and motivation. So if you're like an artist or a dancer, or you have some kind of like creative talent that you do, drinking cacao before can really help to kind of open everything up and help you to focus and even really clear and intensify your intuition, right? So that you can channel a lot easier in regards to like your creative talents. And she's an aphrodisiac too, which we all want. So yeah, she's just like basically this big hug in a mug, but also a really, really powerful plant teacher. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of divine guidance and healing that comes from working with her and really connecting to the spirit of the cacao. But I'll talk a bit about that later when I kind of talk into my work.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot, but and I guess the reason that we're going to kind of start to bring cacao and sexual healing together throughout kind of our different videos in our channel is because she's just, there's so many aspects to sexual healing and connecting to our bodies and to releasing layers and conditionings and emotional woundings and stuff. And the thing is with cacao is that she can really relax the nervous system to a point where we feel like, personally in my journey, that I can start to peel away layers and access the points that I couldn't before. And I think through my own journey and experiencing clients' journees and Chili's too, like the power behind it is just immense. So yeah, we just felt really drawn to bring them together. So how do you feel like cacao has helped your kind of sexual practice and your self-pleasure practice, and how has cacao, your journey with cacao kind of evolved? And
so I think it kind of happened almost by accident. I've been doing these sort of guided self-pleasure meditations on my own, just to explore my own body and get to know myself more deeply, and then it just came to me one day, oh, wouldn't it be really nice to drink cacao at the same time while I'm doing that? And then I just tried it and I thought, my goodness, this is such an amazing combination. It just works so well that the cacao really helps me to, first of all, just get in the mood if I'm like a little bit tired or something and I just need that little boost to get in the mood. That's a really nice way to bring yourself into that space of softness. And then I've just found that it really helps me to open my heart, and it's been so healing when I've been using it with the self-pleasure meditations that I've been doing. So that's just really been such an amazing tool that I've just come across recently, and I've just been really exploring that. And I did introduce it to one of my partners recently. And I really think that it's also a really nice tool to introduce in relationships as well, because I think that, you know, even if your partner is not particularly interested in drinking cacao or spiritual practices or any of that, you know, you're basically offering them a really nice hot chocolate. I feel like it's just such an appealing thing for many people, and it feels like a nice gentle way to open the heart, and it's not too intimidating, or it's just so gentle and feminine. And I found that just through trying that, it was also an amazing way to connect with a man through opening both of our hearts. It put us in like such an amazing space together. I also just experimented with that recently as well, and I also found that to be like such an amazing tool. It really got me interested in that, and then we started talking about that. And also I kind of wanted to share a few other little tools that I've been using that I thought you might find a little bit interesting. So I've also got a little special something that I wanted to show you that I've just been experimenting with recently. It's a very new friend of mine. This is...
I haven't actually seen this yet,
so
this is exciting for me too.
This is the rose quartz crystal wand. That's to be used for your yoni or vagina. So it's essentially a self-pleasure tool, and it's made of crystal, which I found very appealing actually, because in the past I've used sex toys that have been, you know, made of like man-made materials and things, and so I think there's something really special about using something made of something from the earth. This, I've got to say that this is so gentle, and so just such a lovely energy that I've just found it to be really just pure and healing, and just completely like, insane, basically. I call it the unicorn horn because I'm really into unicorns, so that's kind of why I was interested in that one. I also just wanted to show you one of my other...
The rose quartz as well, it's all to do with love, like all to do with love, like self-love and divine love, and kind of opening yourself up to love. So in regards to like working with cacao and rose quartz and sexual pleasure, it's just like the best combo.
Yeah.
And roses and rose oil, like just all those kind of like heart-opening crystals, plants, oils, cacao, like really, it just really helps to kind of take you to places that maybe you wouldn't necessarily be able to get to otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been using the oil that I made. That I gave you one.
I love that oil. I use it for everything.
So yeah, I made an oil and I put in some frankincense, myrrh, rose, lavender. And it was just like, I think it was almond oil basically. But yeah, you can make your own oils or just use coconut oil, whatever suits you and your body. But
like as a kind of like lubricant, do you mean, or like a massage?
I started just using it on the exterior of my body, and then I tested it internally, and it was fine as well. But I would just warn people that some people might be more sensitive than others, so just be careful with essential oils internally, because that could irritate some people.
Yeah, they can be quite strong.
Yeah.
But you can just make it with pure herbs, can't you?
Yeah.
From the garden, like.
Yeah. Definitely. So my other little tool I wanted to show you is I'm not advertising for this company, but this is I've had this for years actually, and it's kind of an expensive fancy vibrator basically, and I still really like it. Even though I have now got the crystal one, I still do really like it. So I think it's good to just find out what you're interested in. And also, you don't even need any toys either. You could just use your fingers, get your partner involved, or, there's so many other ways. I'm just showing you a few little ideas that I find fun. And I also wrote this blog post recently about... I wrote this blog post recently, which was an erotic blog post that I'll post in the description, which is basically about different sex toys, and one of them is an artificial intelligence integrated sex toy, and it kind of was inspired by this one. It also does have the unicorn horn in it as well.
The unicorn horn?
Yeah. I love it. I know it's a little bit dark, the idea of artificial intelligence and sex toys, but I just, because of the world going in that direction anyway, I kind of wanted to explore that idea. And so if you like kind of slightly dark and edgy things, then we might enjoy it. It's kind of a bit fun, really. Yeah.
Like a Black Mirror.
That's what I was going for. Yeah. A bit of a Black Mirror erotic episode. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Exactly. So I guess that's a few of the things I wanted to share about my journey. Are there any things that you would like to share about what tools and kind of practices that you found helpful with using cacao and
yeah, totally. I just wanted to say thank you. Actually, it's really it's something that I haven't actually worked with cacao and a partner, and kind of bringing a man into, like, I think it's really powerful to be able to share cacao with men, and to help open their hearts, and the fact that it can actually bring you closer together in regards to conversation or intimacy. So thank you for sharing that, and I love seeing the toys too. I think it's really powerful actually to bring these things to light and to show what's out there, and to kind of make it less taboo and less oh my god, it's a vibrator, and we're like, what does it do, how does it work, like I think holding space to go into these icky different like uncomfortable places is kind of what we want to do, hey?
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
so yeah, I think if I had been watching this about 6 months ago, I would have found the whole concept of self-pleasure really triggering. And there may be some women out there at the moment that do, you know, they might find, you know, find the whole conversation really uncomfortable, and that could be for so many different reasons, whether you've experienced any kind of sexual trauma in the past, or if you have any shame around kind of self-pleasure or masturbation, then it can be really hard to access those places or to even want to go near it, you know, and it's easy to kind of to shut off and shut down. And my journey really with cacao has been a whole womb healing, sexual healing journey that started nearly a year ago, and it's kind of been, it's got a lot stronger recently because I've been a lot more focused, and I've worked with a lot of shamanic journeying, so I do soul retrievals and kind of shamanic journeys with cacao, so to meet the cacao spirit in my own practice, so to kind of get guidance and messages and stuff on my healing, and then I do what she says, and the shifts are insane. Like I could never believe that I could have got to this point. And I think, like, when you've experienced sexual trauma in some form, then there's a lot of how do I describe it? A lot of layers that are built up to protect yourself, and a lot of maybe some women, you know, don't experience orgasms or find it really hard to feel pleasure unless somebody is giving it to them rather than kind of doing it themselves. And the exploration that I'm on at the moment is all about self-pleasure and giving it to myself and not doing it for anybody else other than me. And one of the massive revelations I had was, like, there doesn't need to be an end goal, there doesn't need to be an orgasm at the end. It's not about that. I think if that's what you're aiming for every single time, then it's almost like you miss out on all the other amazing parts building up to that. So yeah, my exploration has just been through dance and movement and through touch, like working out. I love my feet being tickled. I've worked out, so I've been trying to tickle my own feet. And just giving myself that time. So with cacao, just drinking the cacao down, and I really found, so I actually thought I'd prepare for this yesterday by spending the afternoon with myself and some cacao and just exploring, like, self-pleasure. And I'd like to kind of also clarify, like, self-pleasure doesn't necessarily just have to be like with genitals and sexual, you know. Self-pleasure is anything that brings you pleasure.
Yeah.
And I think the start of my journey, I actually looked up the dictionary definition of pleasure because I really wanted to understand the word, because it triggered me so much. Like, I hated the word pleasure. And it's just something that brings you joy and enjoyment and feels good. So yeah, if you're stroking yourself, if you're dancing, if you're massaging your breasts, if you're, you know, whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to just be fast, straight to the point. So yeah, I've just spent time just loving myself and just loving myself, using that gorgeous oil that you made me. Yeah, and with, like, you know, I have experienced sexual trauma, so when doing my self-pleasure practice, there are moments when shame comes up, or vulnerability, or feelings of fear, and just in those moments, like, I've really just stopped and given myself love, given myself a hug, like, gone into stroking, but not stopped the practice. I think in the past, if those feelings came up, I would completely stop the self-pleasure practice and think that I was silly and that I shouldn't be doing it, and, you know, the shame then takes over rather than kind of sitting with it and letting it move through you
Mm.
and letting it pass. So it's almost like I felt like mothering myself through the process and just really inviting in that gentleness and that feminine energy, and that's why cacao helps so much, because she literally just holds your hand through the practice. So for those of you that may have experienced sexual trauma or abuse and have blockages around self-pleasure, I've found it a really transformative practice to release aspects of that trauma. There's points where, sometimes if you have experienced these kind of things, you may feel numbness inside your yoni, you may feel you touch a certain part and all of a sudden you start to cry or emotions flow, and that's completely natural. I think as women we probably all have points like that just trigger an emotional response, and the beauty of cacao is that her purge is tears, so she helps to remove emotional blockages and help us to kind of work through them through tears and through release. So just know that your self-pleasure practice doesn't just have to be all pleasure and roses and happy and joyful. There's going to be probably practices when you first start that bring tears, that trigger emotional responses, that trigger those uncomfortable emotions, and just being with that. I mean, have you had experience with those kind of things too?
Yeah, totally. I think that it's really helpful to bring that up, because I think that a lot of women often feel like a pressure, like I've got to have this like amazing orgasmic experience, and if I don't, there must be something wrong with me. And actually that it's quite common to experience things like numbness, like I do experience numbness, and to come up against painful emotions from the past, things that just need to be released. So I think it's really good to mention that actually self-pleasure can also be really healing, and it may be more about mothering yourself, like you say, just really breathing into those feelings and just offering yourself that love and a space to be with that. So thank you. That's really valuable to bring that up.
I think also, like in sexual situations, I think I was talking to you about this earlier, often things move really fast, don't they, before maybe we've had a chance to really feel into our bodies about what feels good to us, and what we're ready for. And I think the self-pleasure practice really helps us to come inwards and to learn about our bodies, to really embody our sexuality, and to know what we want, know what we like, and know the rate at which we want it to happen.
Totally.
Because actually, like, women's bodies need at least 45 minutes of play, before we're ready for any penetration. And I think, that doesn't always happen. I know it hasn't for me. Like, it's always been pressure to like go quick, and when actually what I really needed was gentleness, sensuality, slowness, love, connection, to actually arouse me enough to really be with that person in a sexual connection. I think we're all very different, but personally, I need an emotional connection with somebody before, and a deep one that's been kind of, developing throughout, I want to say like throughout the evening, but like, what am I trying to say? I just feel like when you come together with somebody, you need to like build upon that emotional connection and that sensuality to sex. I think, like I was saying, I think these days we can be so quick to jump in, and then we're doing something before we're really aware of what's going on, and that's where kind of triggers can happen and boundaries might feel a little bit pushed. So the self-pleasure practice has so much power in the fact that it really helps you to own your power and own your experience, and to be able to kind of speak and share your truth with your partner.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think it's very helpful if you want to work on your own boundaries, and I've definitely been exploring that myself, about when I feel ready to be entered, and I think that is something you can really take your time with doing it on your own, to really get to know yourself. So yeah, I think that's really important as well, and I think it's really common for women to have felt that they might have done things in the past that they actually weren't feeling ready for, to have maybe felt a bit pressured into something, and I think that's really common among women. So to give yourself that space to explore your own way of experiencing pleasure, your own boundaries, that is a really special thing. Yeah,
definitely. And there's such a connection with for women with the kind of the yoni and the womb and the voice. So the more that you can kind of open up this space, like I've felt very actually disconnected from the bottom half of my body. I thought I was connected, but I wasn't. And I think the more that I'm starting to explore this area, the more my voice is opening, and the more I'm able to actually set strong boundaries. Like a boundary that I've set for myself very recently is to spend like 8 moons on myself, my self-pleasure, not having any relationships, any connections to any other people in that respect, and just to bring it all inwards and really work out who I am, work out what I like, work out, and embody that powerful feminine energy that we have access to, and to clear out all the old stuff that is just not serving. So
I hope.
Super powerful. Yeah, I hope.
Amazing. So I'm just thinking, because this might sound like very deep for some people, and they might be thinking, how the hell do I explore that? I mean, that's totally alien to me. Like, what about people that maybe have not had many experiences with cacao, or are completely new to it? What could you offer or recommend?
Ooh, that's a nice question. There's lots of things I could recommend. So in regards to just learning about cacao herself, you can do your own self-exploration, buying cacao and at home just making up an elixir, and kind of whether you want to dance and move with her, or journal, or do artwork, or meditations. But that is a very kind of self-led practice, and if you haven't really worked with her before, then there's a few things that I actually offer. So I do kind of one-to-one cacao ceremonies. So say you had an intention or a trauma or something that you really wanted to work with, we would bring that into the space, and I would take you on a shamanic journey to meet the spirit of cacao, for guidance and insights and stuff on that intention. Then you'd come back with tools and things from cacao to then take forward into your life, and I'd be there kind of every step of the way with you. And after that, you could always go off to use cacao in your own practice. Once you've met with the spirit of cacao, then she kind of guides you. Like my personal journey, I did one cacao ceremony with an amazing woman called Baydeen in Froome. And after that, on that journey, there was a lot coming out of my womb, put it that way, in a shamanic sense, with clearing lots of stuff. And cacao was like, Isla, you need to work with me one-to-one. From now on, like the next 4 Sundays, I want you to go into ceremony with me, to journey, and I've got messages for you. And I basically just followed her guidance. And from then, I've been following her guidance from journeying. So that's my own process. If you're not used to shamanic journeying, then I can totally guide you with that. And I also do it with my kind of group cacao ceremonies. So just as powerful, just very different. but all my work is kind of shamanically based with cacao. And the other exciting thing that I would like to share is that I am going to be launching my introduction to cacao course on the new moon.
Yay!
On the 11th of February, so just in time for Valentine's as well. And that is just packed full of everything you need to know about cacao. So from kind of history, the health benefits, the physical and emotional and energetic effects, healing properties, recipes, ritual and ceremony, how to prepare sacred space, how to set intentions, there's guided visualizations and a guided journey, a guided self-love journey to meet the spirit of cacao. So actually that would be a really powerful way for you to meet her.
Wow.
To meet her, and then you have full access to it.
Fantastic.
After, so you could return to that journey. But the beauty of this course is that I have co-created it with cacao. So I have I've channeled messages from her. She's got some really powerful messages that she wanted to share with the collective and with you. So so there's kind of channeled transmissions from cacao that I've put into the course too. And I just believe it's like such a beautiful way to start your journey and to really go inward. It's all about self-discovery and self-love and just treating yourself to a divine, chocolatey, feminine treat, especially around this time, you know. Like, I know there's so many people out there that don't have a partner and around Valentine's, and even though you try to switch off from it, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm fine, there's still that element of like, I want to do something nice for myself, you know, I want to love myself, like what can I do? So yeah, there's a few ideas there, and I'm hoping as well, and in regards to self-pleasure and sexual healing and cacao and my work, I'm also trained kind of in womb, menstrual health, reproductive health and fertility. So I do a lot of kind of energetic womb healing and massage and yoni steaming and stuff. So in regards to sexual trauma or any kind of trauma, I have lots of different tools that I like to bring together to help. So yeah, if that's something that's moving for you and you're not sure where to start, like, I'd really invite you just to get in contact, and I can really talk you through and see if there's different tools we can use. And then in regards to sexual pleasure and cacao, that's going to be my next little course that I'm going to create. Just bringing in different tools and techniques so that you've got a package there to really explore yourself.
Amazing.
Sexually. So yeah, that's in the post.
Yo.
But yeah, what are you doing for Valentine's Day, Shirley?
Wow, there you are. I have a few things up my sleeve that I thought a few people might be interested in.
Okay.
So I've actually written a book and published it on Amazon. I did mention this earlier.
It's incredible, by the way. I read it, oh my god, I bought it from this gorgeous little bookshop in town. What's it called? Rubicon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rubicon in Falmouth sells it.
It's like this funky bookshop that does coffee, like my favourite things. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I just could not put it down. Like, every night in bed, I was just reading and reading. I think I read it in like a night and a half or something.
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah. It's if you would like something that's quite a fun, sexy, a little bit erotic, and maybe a little bit edgy, a little bit dark and mysterious, then I would recommend my novel. It's pretty short as well, so it's a short novel, so it also includes some of my own illustrations, and it's about the character Luna, who's in Japan. So it's like an urban fantasy and a vampire hunter romance, and so it's kind of edgy and a little bit different, and yeah, I think if you just want something to get you in the mood, you want to treat yourself or buy something fun for someone you like, there's my book. You can get that on Amazon. I'll pop the link in the description. And then, if you actually happen to live in Cornwall, I have something for you, which is I make raw vegan cakes, and my business is called Rawgasm. And so I brought out a new truffle box for Valentine's Day. It's a recycled box, so you can recycle this, and I've got 2 different flavors in here. They're made with amazing ingredients, so actually they're really good for you, refined, sugar-free, gluten-free. They're made with raw cacao and cacao butter, and so we've got 2 flavors: the salted caramel maca flavor. This one I think is my favourite, personally, and then
you might get one later if you're lucky.
And then this one is rose and goji berry, so much goodness in there, and there's very just, when I've shared them with my friends, we've ended up making loads of stupid jokes and just having loads of giggles, so I think there's some really good, fun, sexy energy in there, basically. So you can buy them for yourself or buy them for someone you want to share them with. Just wanted to share those with you.
Or my plan: self-pleasure practice, truffles, cacao. Might be a bit of a cacao overload, but some lovely oils. If you're on your own this Valentine's, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Yeah, some candles.
Yeah, gorgeous. And I just thought I'd mention this quote by my friend Jen, who, big shout out to Jen, she's a legend. She once told me, Shilly, I think that you should have your cake and get eaten out too. So I wish that for all of you.
On Valentine's Day.
So maybe we'll end that there, and we'll put our links in the description if you want to check out our offerings. And we're looking forward to making more videos soon and sharing some exciting new topics with you.
Yeah, I'm just so grateful actually to be able to have this space and to be able to kind of talk into this stuff, because it's those shadow aspects, it's those icky things, it's the things that people, especially in the UK, shy away from or don't want to talk about, and actually it's so important. It's so important to bring these things to light. So if there's any kind of topics, we're going to come up with more topics and talk about different things, and hopefully have some guests on,
male
as
guests.
well, some male guests. Fill them full of cacao and see what they have to say. But if there's anything that is really calling to you that you'd like us to talk into, I just invite you to put some comments under this video, and we can pick some out and create something around them.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pop on a beautiful song now for you to dance to. We can't actually share the whole song with you because it's against YouTube's rules and regulations, so we're going to pop you a link in the description. It's an absolutely incredibly sensual song by an amazing female vocalist.
It's so sexy.
Yeah,
I'm in love with her.
Yeah, it's you will absolutely definitely find this one really good to get you in the mood for some sensual dancing. So, and cacao is also amazing to be paired with dancing, because I just find it to be so helpful for getting you in the body. We're going to pop that on now and leave you with that. So enjoy your dancing, just move your body however you feel, and remember to breathe, and we'll see you next time. So much love.
Thank you.
Thank you to Isla.
Thank you to Shilly. And thank you to Cacao as well.
Yes. Thank you to Cacao.